Hello, my friends. It's me, Karen Valentine. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to start on Virgo by 0073.uv. Many of you have already discovered her. I've done quite a few of her pages just on Instagram and Facebook. We did a full color along on one of her pages. So this is the second time that we're going to be doing her here on the channel, one of her pages here on the channel. And so a couple of days ago, I posted a video on how to remove lines and lighten anything on an image that you would like to lighten. And so I have already done that. I removed some quirky little lines that were on either side of the page. And did I do anything else to this page? I don't think I did. I think that was pretty much all I did. And then because we are going to do a sheer veil on her, I went ahead and I sketched in what I would imagine these little tree, I'm going to call them trees, branches, would look like. We're going to do those very, very lightly because they are further away from her than, say, her hair. But even then, her hair will be light, and we'll tackle that when we get to it. But I just wanted to just show you that I did draw in some things on here, which you are probably going to want to do. And basically all I did was follow the lines that the artist had kind of already given. So if you could imagine that, you know, here's a thing of hair, I can't even think of what I would call it. That hair would come out, you know, here, it would come out here again, because you can see how these two sections of hair, you know, might connect just by a sweeping motion right between the two of them. And really that's kind of all I did. I just kind of visualized what the hair would be doing underneath the veil. And I did that on both sides. So I gave her some hair right here and a little bit underneath here and here, and some down here. So that's going to wind up being quite light. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just kind of needs to be there as a hint for you for when we get ready to start to do that part. But we are going to start, as I always do, we are going to start with her skin. And because I have a new set of the Luminance portrait colors, which I am in love with, and I adore using the Luminance for skin on this paper, that is what we are going to do. We're going to use Luminance. So as I am now doing, since I'm not putting the pencil names down there in the lower left corner of the video, I will try really, really hard to let you know what colors I am using as I do it. So I think I will start with Buff Titanium, and I may change my mind a little bit here, but I think we'll just go ahead and start with that. I may change my mind. I may do this later. Let's see. Maybe just a little bit. She's got those pesky hairs in the way. I think I'm going to, because they're quite thin, I think I'll be able to just ignore them. Do her face as if they're not there, and then go over with a sharp pencil on top of what we've done and add that hair in. I think that will work out Okay. So I better establish my light source here before I get going too much. It looks like the way she's got her neck shaded, that it's probably coming from this direction. So we'll add a little bit of light right here. Sometimes I do that just to make sure that I don't forget. If you're working on white paper, then you would not probably do this part. Now, she did not give us any collarbone to speak of, or if she did, it's just not showing up on my print. So I'm gonna put it in there with a little bit of just using contouring colors. And I think that'll work out okay. Give her a little bit of chin. I think I might want to do most of this in a minute. So I'm going to, I'm probably going to stop with the white. I forgot to put my do not disturb on the phone so that I'm not interrupted with phone calls and texts while I'm filming. So took care of that. All right, Burnt Sienna. I think this is 50%. My tape is, Burnt Sienna, 50%. The luminance have a different feel on this paper than the Prismacolors. And it's hard to describe what that is. They glide almost more on this paper. This is funny because I've had these for a long time. I bought them when I first started coloring, and I used them to do some portraits for a little while, but I never used them on for anything else. And so my portrait colors were short. The rest of the colors were not very short at all. And then they just kind of never got pulled out again for some reason. And I don't know, if I just decided I just would rather use Prismas, or I don't know what, but then my friend Allison sent me a set of the portrait colors, and I pulled them out and I tried them, and I had not tried luminance on this paper until she had sent me this new set, and I started playing with it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have been missing out on using my luminance. Now they're probably my second favorite pencil. The only thing I don't like about them is there's not enough colors. And I know that even with the addition of the new colors, it brings it up to like 100 colors or something. That's still not enough colors for me. There's certain colors that are really lacking. Like I was trying to figure out what colors, if I could do hair with them, and see if I could just like maybe do the whole page in luminance. And I cannot come up with a hair color combo with these luminance that I like yet. I'm going to keep trying. There's got to be some color combos for hair that I will like eventually, but right now, not really. I came up with a pretty like strawberry blonde color, which I'll definitely you know, try out and use on a page. But there's no, I could not find a way to get myself a good blonde yet. And not a brown that I like yet. So I don't know, I'll keep trying, but those are some colors that I feel like they're missing. Like, I don't know, browns. I mean, there's a lot of skin tone browns, but not like brown. I'm just spoiled. I'm spoiled with the color choices that I have with Prismas and whole beans. I like lots of colors. So we'll probably use polys for our second pencil brand on this page. Okay, let's see here. Might zoom out a little bit because I'm afraid I will go out of frame if I don't. Going to draw in her fingernails. That was probably too long. That one you probably don't see. Okay. Still Burnt Sienna 50%. I could sit here at my table with a book and with an audiobook playing all day long and just color. In fact, I have to force myself to get up and go do other things because I just want to sit here and listen to my story and color. Okay, let's see. With a hand, we have a little bit of shadow between the fingers, I think. A little bit of shadow here. So I've gotten a lot of really good feedback so far on the tech video that I just did on how to lighten your coloring pages. And Mandy asked me if that would work for darkening pages as well, depending on what the page is. And absolutely it will work for that too if you have a page that for whatever reason you feel like it's just too light. Changing my mind on the finger now. If you feel like you have a page that's just too light, you can absolutely use the same method that you used for the lightening of the page. And you just do the opposite, you just go the opposite direction, and you use the exposure instead of adding exposure, so to speak. You're going to be, or adding light, you're going to be taking light away. And then that way you can darken certain areas. But it makes me really happy to hear that things are working for you guys. When I share stuff, it's like, yay. I love it when that happens. Okay, and then this is a whole, don't leave out a whole body part here. This is probably don't need that to be dark right there, but all right, back to concentrating on what I'm doing here. Then we need a little bit of color above her collarbone. And then we have to decide, do I want to give her a little indentation there at the neck? Maybe just a little bit. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. Oh, wait, a little bit more work on the nose. So, one of the things that I've noticed in some coloring page, some completed coloring pages, when people work on grayscale, is that when the completed page sometimes still looks gray. It's almost like they just add a single color on the skin and let the gray be the shading, because they've been told that the shading is already there for you, and so you don't have to do it. Well, the problem with that is that most people don't have gray skin. So the nice thing about these reddish colors going over the shadow is that it counteracts the grayness of the grayscale, and it warms up the skin so that it doesn't look flat. I wonder, and it's not something that I've tried, but I'm thinking that maybe I should try it. When we were experimenting with that on that last tutorial, you can warm up your black and white coloring page and turn it into a sepia page. So turning it into a sepia page might counteract the grayness of the shading to where it's not as important then necessarily. But then you have to make sure that you go in with some really nice darks because you won't have those. All right, so this is Dark Flesh 40%, and it is from the new set of colors that came out. I really, really love those colors. They are there are some wonderful skin tones there. So I'm just putting this on the outer edge, kind of almost over the top of what I already did, but maybe starting to bring it in a little bit. I'm going to do this side of her face a little bit darker than this side of her face. I'm going to put some shadow here underneath her nose. Hands are my nemesis. I still have not gotten to where I'm really confident and comfortable with hands. I've been trying to kind of study them, kind of like I did when I first started coloring, where I was noticing all kinds of things on people's faces. I was, especially on TV, not necessarily in person, because people have a tendency to look at you funny if you're staring at them. But on TV, and I still even do it now, but just kind of, I found myself being very aware of how shadows fell on a person's face, or different color, where different parts of the face tend to be different colors. And that I learned from Pinterest. So there's some wonderful things that pop up in my feed. And it's like, oh, wow, look at that. That's really cool. So you can learn a lot about how to do coloring by following real artists and what they do and what they have to teach. Let's a little bit more under here. I was going to do this one, but I think I'm gonna. What am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna switch to Burnt Ochre 10%. I think that's what this is. Yes. Burnt Ochre 10%. This is one of the old colors, so. I feel like I want to make sure that I get some white. This is buff titanium, not white. I want to make sure that I keep some highlight right here. Okay, back to Burnt Ochre 10%. I'm not pressing down very hard. I'm still just doing light layers. This one I might consider more of a medium layer. The other two were pretty light. I also think I might have missed some necessary shading right there. So this is Burnt Sienna 50%. And I think she needs a little bit of shading. Okay, Burnt Ochre 10%. So I am not familiar. I am not very familiar with the app TikTok. I know a lot of people are starting to use it. So just for fun, I kind of downloaded the app and I created an account. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I found it very interesting that there are. Somebody told me this. I didn't discover it for myself. That there are not just like videos on there, but sounds. Like there are sounds that people love to hear. and they're very popular, which I thought was very interesting. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, there are two sounds that that I absolutely love. One is the sound of colored pencil moving on paper, and the other is the sound of the pencils clicking together in your hand. And I thought, I bet you I'm not the only one that loves those sounds. So I was thinking I would make those sounds and put them on TikTok. But I have no idea what I'm doing, so I don't know how long that will take me to do, but I thought that was really interesting. The other thing I tried today was Instagram, reels on Instagram, where you just do these little tiny short videos and you can put music to them, and I thought those would be perfect for like little work in progress updates and stuff like that. And I got a whole bunch of people that didn't follow me like them and comment on them, or I've only done one, because it shows up in a whole different area of Instagram. Like you could just go and search and just look at reels. There's so much social media out there to take advantage of, and I want to be really good at it, and I want to be on those things all the time, but it's really hard to find enough time to do it and color and make videos. Okay, so let us put some pink on here. And then we might come in with some white. So this is Anthro Anthro, who knows? It's Anthro Pink. It's and I keep telling myself I need to go to the art supply store and pick up a couple, because I heard they're discontinuing it. So I want to have a few because I really like the color. Can't imagine why they would discontinue it. That just does not make sense to me. But okay, so one of the things that I learned when it comes to the face is that when you're doing skin like this, there tends to be 3 zones of color. The forehead would be one zone. The from the center of the eyes, probably to like the mouth, which would incorporate the cheeks and the nose, would be another zone, and then the chin would be the 3rd zone. And that the forehead tends to have more yellow tones in it. The nose and cheeks tend to have more pink tones in it. And the chin area tends to have more lavender tones in it. And so as I was doing my pages, and I'm trying to incorporate more of those colors into each of the sections, I am finding that I'm liking the way my pages are looking more. So there must be something to that, whether we consciously realize it or not. Because I know that, you know, we recognize when something is wrong on a face. I know I run into that particularly when I'm doing eyes. If I don't get the eyes just right when I look at that page, I know it. I can tell there's something wrong. I don't always know exactly what it is, but you can tell that something is off. Our brains just kind of know that stuff. So, okay, let's see. What do I want to do next? Let's put a little bit, since we're talking about it, let's put a little bit of this violet gray down here in the shadow on her chin. A tiny little bit in here. Oh, let's see, what do I want now? I want to see what Burnt Sienna does. So this is full-on Burnt Sienna. I know I've said this before, but I'll keep saying it on every video. I feel like the more colors you can get into the skin, the more interesting and natural the skin will look. So that's why you see when I do a page, I have a gazillion different colors that I'm going to use on her skin. somewhere here. This is another color from the new set. I think it's from the new set. It is Perylene Brown. Just a little bit, I think she needed. Do some Light Aubergine. Her nose. I'm thinking. All right, I'm going to try some Brown Ochre 10%. Sorry. This is kind of a medium to firm pressure. I'm kind of starting to blend things out a little bit. Got to do something more on her nose there. I don't want to add, where's my blender? I don't want to add more light color on her cheek. There it is. So I'm going to use my blender right here. And I want to get some shading under her eyes. So I think I'm going to use a little bit of Light Aubergine. Because skin is thin around the eyes. And this is where it would have a little bit of a purpley, bluey tinge. And I'm going to go over it with Burnt Sienna, 50%. And then this is Buff Titanium. I want, what do I want? Hang in there with me while I make a decision. This is Dark Flesh 5%. And Buff Titanium. And Anthro Pink. I don't know why, but I'm going to put a little bit of this Anthro Pink right underneath her neck, right on her neck, underneath her. All right, we got a lot of colors going on up here on her face, and not a lot of color going on her body. So, I think I want, what do I want? I don't know. This is Brown Ochre 50%. It's kind of gold. It's kind of making her skin a little bit more golden. Do some buff titanium. Right there. Maybe a little bit right here. Oh, that looks so much better. Okay. It's amazing what getting those lights in does for making it look more real. That might be a little bit too white, but we'll go with it. Good. Okay, let's put a little bit on her chest. That's better. Okay, do I feel like there's enough color down on her body? I don't. I think I need some more shadows in here. So this dark flesh is a lovely, lovely color. This is also in the new set. It's like this delicious, I don't even know if I want to call it a chocolate brown. It's like, it's got some purple in it. It's got some red in it. And it's one of my favorite colors of the new colors that came in this set. Let's see, it can be a little bit darker out here, but not as dark. We need something a little bit lighter as the shadow right there. So let's use Dark Flesh 40%. have? Dark flesh, 40%. Let's just do some of that right along where her dress meets her skin. Looks better. Okay, I'm gonna blend out this right here. And dark flesh. Go around here. A little bit in here. And up here. And I still feel like I don't have enough color, enough lights and darks, something. There's something about her lower body that looks unfinished to me. I guess this is her upper body, not her lower body, but I always get lots of different colors in the skin on her face or on a page's face, but then I seem to not do so well when I get to the body. That's a little better. Oh, I just love my blender pencil. Hands are still not. Maybe I should add some purples or something on. Something. Let's try that. Maybe some pink. Hands are often kind of pinkish, right? So a little bit of pink on her knuckles. Well, that made a difference right there, didn't it? And then some violet gray. I feel the need to do some eyes and lips. Let's do lips first. So I'm going to use Buff Titanium. Well, she's definitely got teeth here. So teeth are a challenge for me because you have to make them, they're not just white. They have grays and a shadow on them from the lip. So if you wind up doing them just white, you wind up looking like a beaver. She's got these giant buck teeth, which we don't want. So, this is kind of new to me. I'm not, I don't do a whole lot of teeth with on my pages. So I think we need to go a little bit off white. This is Brown Ochre 10%. Maybe I shouldn't have even put white on here to start with. And then this is Payne's Gray. Start there, keep going with the mouth, and we'll see what we need to do next. Okay, what do I want for her lips? Maybe Crimson Aubergine. It's a pretty color. Okay, now I think I want to mix this with the Anthro Pink. So I'm going to put some Anthro Pink down first. Nice. It's funny how just doing the lips starts making her look better. All right, this is Crimson Aubergine. husband and I have been watching Game of Thrones again. This will be our third time through. And it's just as good the third time as it was the first couple times. We were looking at the dates that it came out. I was like, holy moly, has it really been that long? Was it really that long ago? Yes, it really was. It's so good. We binge watch like 3 episodes a night. Okay, I'm pretty happy with those lips just the way they are, I think. So if we take our black, not sure what to do on her teeth. I want them to look real. This is Payne's Gray 60%. What did I use before? Payne's Gray straight? Payne's Gray. Before I used Payne's Gray 30%. This is Payne's Gray 60%. That's getting better. And then back to black. So there's this little edge. I don't know. Part of me thinks it should still be even more. I'm going to try the black, just the lightest touch. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to leave it just like that. Let's add some nostrils in there. Okay. Eyes. I'm going to start with white and keep it mostly close to the iris, because we are going to need to add some gray in there if we can. Her eyes are kind of tiny, so maybe we won't even be able to. So I'm going to take Payne's Gray 60%. And that's putting the shadow on the eye and helping to make it look round so that it's okay. I think we're going to do green eyes on her. I think I can zoom in even a little bit more now too, if I can remember to keep my page right where it is. Okay. What color green? I want moss green, Middle Verdigris, and this new Phtalocyanine. I'll tell you what, Luminance likes to put hard to pronounce names on their pencils. Okay, this is one of the new colors, that's Cyto green. And then we have moss green and Middle Verdigris, which also might be a new color. or it just might be a color I've never used before. Okay, so I'm going to start with moss green. Then I'm going to take Middle Verdigris and lighten it down at the bottom. And then I'm going to take dark, seriously, yeah, no, that's not happening. Number 719. It's like ridiculous. That's going to go at the top. So it's almost like there's three different colors: dark, medium, and light. And then I am going to use my Schpirerr Farben Black because y'all know it's my favorite black. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm going to give her some darker eyes. Now, no matter what, I like to use black on the eyelashes, whether we're going to do a blonde or a brunette, it doesn't matter. I almost always use black on the eyelashes, but I am going to use this dark flesh on the bottom. Not the lashes, but just to line the bottom. Okay, so let's talk about eyelashes really quick. Because I've been studying them. Try and find a piece of paper. Okay, so I have seen can't believe I'm doing this. Okay, so I've seen where people do eyelashes like this. And if that's what you want to do, then I am not going to tell you that that is the wrong way to do it, because, again, as we all know, art is subjective and you do what makes you happy. But if you want to do your eyelashes with a little bit of realism, your eyelashes are going to, they're going to crisscross, they're going to sweep down and up, and they're going to meet sometimes. I know I'm not doing a very good job, and I'm putting these in the completely wrong place. But that is going to get you a more realistic looking eye than if you do your eyelashes like that. Just saying. So sometimes the artist does a really good job of giving you lashes, And sometimes you don't even have to add them because they've put them in there so dark and lush. And sometimes you have to add them yourself. And a sharp pencil is always going to yield better results. But I would say that if you're going for a realistic look, get on Pinterest and, you know, search eyes, and you will see some amazingly drawn eyes with fabulous eyelash examples. And when you see it, it all of a sudden just makes so much more sense. And you can look at it, at least for me, I did. I looked at it and went, oh my gosh, now I get it. Like, that makes so much more sense than what I was doing before. So that's just my thought on that. Look at real eyes, and it will teach you how to do them when you go to color them on coloring pages. Okay, we're going to throw a couple little dots of highlight on here. I get a kick out of that every time. I don't know why. It's just like, boom, the eye just becomes alive once you do that. It's just so weird. Okay, and I'm debating on putting a little line. Let's see if we can do this, of highlight. Yes, so I hope you can see this. I think I'm zoomed in pretty good. So we're just taking our white and just doing a little slash of highlight right across the whole eye, kind of on a curve. And I really like the way that looks. That turned out really good. So let me zoom out. Let's throw some color down on her fingernails. I'm gonna, in honor of my French manicure, I'm going to give her a French manicure. And I'm wondering, because I have a lot of color down here already, I'm not sure how well this might need to break out the Prisma white. If you don't have Prismacolors, I would highly recommend, and you don't want to get Prismacolors, I say just get yourself some Prisma whites, because I inevitably use them on every single coloring page, no matter what brand of pencils I am using. All right, Anthro Pink. All right, how am I feeling about this? Really like her head. I like her face. I don't dislike her lower body, but it's not quite there yet. It's just not there yet. So I don't know if this is something that I should try and continue to work on camera, or if I should just play with it off camera and tell you what I did. I don't know. I think this is why I tend to feel like the pages that I do off camera are always a little bit better than the pages that I do on camera, because there's that pressure to get it done and not make the video last 4 hours. because if I was off camera, I would just keep working this until I got it right. Just don't. I don't know. It's not bad. It's not bad. But it needs something and I don't know what. So I think I feel bad though, because if you're coloring along with me, I don't want to like bail on you and say, okay, finish the rest of it yourself. Let's try some burnt ochre. Is this straight burnt ochre? Burnt ochre 50%. Maybe she needs some pink. Maybe. All right, let's do this. Anthro Pink. I don't know why. This is such a versatile color. I hope I'm wrong in hearing that they're going to cancel it, because that would be a shame. Okay, back to burnt ochre 50%. Something about her hands. That's a little bit better. They were just too light. Maybe that was the problem. Oh yeah, see that added enough, a couple of extra colors to where now it doesn't feel so boring and flat. Good, that did it. Yeah, I think that did it. I think once we get the hair, you know, we get the other stuff around her done, it will feel better. I still don't like her hands. I just don't know what to do. They're not great, but they're not terrible, I guess. Something. If you see what's wrong with her hands, would you leave a comment and tell me? Because they don't feel right, but I don't know what to do to fix them. And sometimes it helps just to have another pair of eyes to look at it and go, oh yeah, try this. All right, guys, I think we're done with her skin. Oops, sorry, can't go that far. Okay, so there she is for now. And I will figure out what color hair we're going to do. I'm leaning towards a, I don't know. I was leaning towards a dark blonde with polychromos. I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to probably do like a dark blonde. Yep. All right, my friends. Thank you for hanging out with me. I wish some of you were here coloring in the room with me. It would be a lot more fun. So until I see you again for the next video, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and happy coloring. Bye.